abusuafoɔ yɛ ma mo nyinaa mo akɔ ababa daily update tv sɛ woyɛ ɔfoforɔ abɔ mmɔden sɛ wobɛsubscribe na wayɛte notification sɛdeɛ wobɛtumi anya any update bi a ɛwɔ ghana biara no kyɛ sɛ adeɛ bi a politicians no bɛyɛ mo adwene sɛ ɔmbɛyɛ bia na nsɛm bi a ɔmbɛbio ma no sɛ ɔmmɔka especially the most dominant political parties mmienu a yɛnim yɛ NPP ne NDC no abusua yɛde bɛbrɛ wɔ ma wɔtie na abusua wei deɛ ɛyɛ nkyɛ abusua wobɛbɔ mmɔden sɛ wobɛhyɛ ama afoforɔ nso na kyɛ sɛ yɛn nyinaa aboa yɛn nyinaa na afoforɔ nso ho deɛ ɛkɔ so ɔman Ghana na ɔmahu next decision a they are taking the 2024 election abusua saa na mbɛ like video nso sɛdeɛ wɔn bɛtumi arecommend ama other people ama ɔmahu deɛ ɛrekɔ so ɛwɔ ɔman no mu na abusua yɛnkyɛe anaasɛ yɛnsɛe mmerɛ pii na abusua Mahama yɛwura Mahama bɛka nsɛm na abusua let's get straight to it cause Mahama bɛka sɛ ɔbɛholdi NPP aban no ɔmo sɛbi ɔmo di nsɛmhunu ɔmo wiewie sika yɛ corruption no nyinaa no ɔbɛholdi ɔmo nyinaa accountable abusua deɛ nkuni nkutie yɛwura John Dramani Mahama abra wɔma Ghanafoɔ hope wei na ɔsɛ promise wɔn ɛsɛ wɔma ɔmo ngo scot free no yɛnkuni nkutie
very much. We are live on Salar Radio and Jubilee Radio, all in John Dramani Mahama. Choboy! Choboy! Choboy!
abusua sɛ moti dede no wɔ background no abusua nipa gu hɔ a nkasa ɛnyɛ easy koraa nipa gu hɔ sɛ nipa apu bɛhwɛ yɛwura John Dramani Mahama no ɛnyɛ easy koraa nipa gu nipa no dɔɔso abusua.
Thank you very much. Let me stand on all the existing protocols so that we're able to make up for time. So I'll just use Professor Mill's salutation. My brothers and sisters, you're all welcome. This is the Building Ghana tour, and we're in Volta region now. We started in Bono East and Ahafo, came to Western North, Western and Central, and we're starting the Volta tour today. And this is the first actual town hall meeting that we're having here in Tegui. And so I want to thank you for coming in your numbers and for expressing the things that are of interest to you. We have a lady at the back here, Beatrice. Those of you who watch TV would be seeing her in the morning, especially on TV3 and Metro TV. She has a laptop with her. So everything that you were saying was being recorded. And so we have a list of everything that you said. We are a listening party, and we believe that power is given to a political party or to leaders to come and serve us. And so if we have to come and serve you, we need to know what it is you want us to do for you. And so we're not seeking power for the sake of power, just to enjoy power and be arrogant and be opulent in our attitudes. We're seeking power because we want to solve the rightful needs of our people. And that is why we've called the ordinary people to come and express their views. And I'll just go through a few of the things that have been said. The representative of the fishermen, I'm not going to talk about everything because in many places the same issues have been raised and I have addressed them. But I'll talk about the issue of the fisher folk again. And like he said, the issue of outboard motors came. One of the things that we need to do in all of this is to appoint a minister who actually knows what the needs of the fishermen are and who actually wants to serve those interests. May she rest in peace. We had our honorable minister, Honorable Sherry Aite, and all the fishermen that I have gone to the fishing communities. Before she died last year, any community that I went to, they said, when you come back into office, appoint Sherry Aite as your Minister of Fisheries again. Why were they saying that? Because she understood their felt needs and she responded to them. Outboard motors were procured and they were given to the fishermen themselves, their cooperatives, to distribute. And so government used to import the outboard motors, subsidize them, and give to the fishermen themselves to distribute. You paid a small deposit, and then you paid the rest in installments over a period of time. So for those who got, the next time the outboard motors come, they give to another group of people. Today, when those outboard motors come, they are given to party chairmen and party apparatchiki, and they keep them in their houses. They are not fishermen. The real fishermen want the outboard motors. They have to go and buy the outboard motors from party chairmen and party executives who have put their profit on top of the outboard motors. That thing will stop when NDC comes into office. Because we have a proven system for distributing these items. And that was put in place by our former president of blessed memory, Professor John Evans Atta Mills. Before he became president, he went to every fishing community along the coast in this country, and he asked what their problems were. And they expressed those problems to him. And he came out with a very practical solution. He created landing beaches in all the landing beach committees in all the fishing communities. And the landing beach committees were not based on politics. Anybody could be a member as long as you were a fisherman. And so they had their executive and they had the people who were the leaders of the landing beach committees. And so if fishing inputs came, the fishing inputs were given to the executives. And the executives know their members, and so they distributed it to their members. So anytime we brought outboard motors, we knew the list of fishermen who were next in line to receive those outboard motors. And so we're just going to go back to that system. We will reconstitute the landing beach committees. The landing beach committees will be made of fishermen. And all the fishing inputs are going to come to them. Let's do what the NPP did. I've heard some of our people say, the NPP did it. Which one we come, we're going to do the same thing. Our party chairman too can get the outboard motors and give to our party people. We can never develop a nation if we do the same thing that these people have done.
Papa no campaign bi obeyibia no Mahama ono wo kan de sisia wo bia hia. Papa no is very strategic no san nim yansa pa course. Sisia ansem wo kan nyina ya ade a people na wo voter regions baby wa ko sisia ne hia ana o de campaign wo no. Unlike other political parties now, so we nkofo be campaign. I'm casting be no true says. This man said na koye some way be at so yeah, won't hear say because NPP now power no. So was me kind like he's not throwing the shade all right, but all the same no. Assembly of Bekan is also or can't assume to favor himself in some way, you know, say against the NPP for. But when you sue where directly as abusive any other political party, they're so wise, very, very interesting about this man. They into us. Thank you.
That is why Ghanaians are going to punish them at the next election. They are going to send them packing to go back home. And it's not only outboard motors, even premix. Premix does not go to the fishermen. Premix goes to party executives. And something that is supposed to be subsidized, they put their profit on it and they sell it to the fishermen. And so many of the fishermen cannot buy the premix, they cannot get the premix. And so some of them have to go to the filling station, buy petrol, buy engine oil, and come and mix their own premix. And that makes it more expensive. So when they go to see any fish that they go and catch, because of the cost of petrol, they are not making any profit. They are not able to look after themselves because of the high cost of premix. And so it's something that we would look at. And I can assure you that we would put somebody in charge of your sector who would take your interest to heart and make sure that the actual fishermen and our women who work with the fishermen are the ones who benefit from the subsidies that government gives. With the dressmakers, like I said, we appreciate that you exist in associations. And so every district we go, we have a dressmakers association. We have a hairdressers and beauticians association. It makes it easier for government to assist you. I know that a lot of you use working capital out of small loans and then you pay back in installments. And so what I've said is that we're going to review the way we give those small loans. The government institution that does it is called Maslow. But what they do is they come and register your members, ask them to open accounts, and they give the monies directly to individuals. What we'll do is you will register your association as a cooperative. And so what Maslow will do is Maslow will not come and give it to your individual members. It will give it to you, the cooperative. And the cooperative, you will give it to your members. And they will work, and as they work, they will pay back. When you pay back, we'll come and give you another loan to give to other members so that everybody is able to benefit. And then also when we come, the school uniforms that are sewn for our children, we will give the materials to you, the dressmakers, to sew for the children. Currently, what is done is that some party people go and get the contract to sew the uniforms. Then they come and subcontract it to the dressmakers. And so they take the bulk of the profit, and you are the ones who sew it, but you get very little for sewing. And so if you exist in associations, if the school uniforms are for the children of Anglo constituency or Anglo district, the school uniform contract will be given to the dressmakers association of Anglo to sew the uniforms for the children. That would allow the benefits to go down to the grassroots so that our people also benefit from what government is doing. Even though it has nothing to do with dressmakers, she mentioned the issue of double track and our children coming home and staying at home for a long time before they go back. As parents, teachers, everybody will come and we'll sit down and we'll look at what the implementational issues are, and we will resolve those issues so that the true benefit of free SHS is realized by all of us. One of the things I've said
basically in some NPP for na moke kasa mahama ba so be free education. Papa na confirm say nya no credit by telling you what oba de obey was so oba free education no obehwe. That is why you review no aye ne yi. Ama na boa cause parents no kwase say baby no more complaining. So mom na makasa mahama na say John Dramani Mahama na NDC ba power be free education na yesemo. Stop spreading false news. Na nya fair political na munja say propaganda ye NPP for propaganda ye NPP ni NDC nyina de but we nya something some mutim de ko ba bi ye ko say din politics Ghana politics ya mama nya akono mama no crendedi give us facts na munja propaganda na mo na modena.
We will work as quickly as possible to abolish the double track so that all our children will go to school at the same time.
We're just going to make the free education better. Free SHS no, na better.
And they will all vacate at the same time. Some children came home in December and they are not going back to school till March. By the time they go back to school, they have forgotten a lot of what they were taught. And if you are the parent and you don't have enough money to get extra study classes for the child, then the child retards in terms of their progress because they stay at home for so long. And if you don't keep them occupied, they might get into some activities that are not helpful to the children. And as for the clergy, they talked about corruption in the society. Indeed, now corruption has broken loose. If it was in the IGP's custody, it has broken the jail and is running all over the country. And it's obvious that NPP have no desire or no ability to check corruption because their own people are involved in the corruption and they cannot deal with them. So I have said, if they can't deal with it, when we come, we'll deal with it for them. And so when NDC come, we'll hold those who have misconducted themselves accountable. But I must also caution our own people that those of us who go into positions of authority, if you also abuse your trust, I'm not going to come and defend you. The anti-corruption institutions will deal with you as we're going to deal with the members of this government.
Nanado Sobo promised the same thing, said he was going to deal with the NDC and their government, and I said, don't miss me around government to be anti-corruption. And I said anti-corruption. But another by the same thing I also say. Corruption at Docron Addo NPP ama NPP government is full of corruption. Corruption cases and also scandals about bonten abusua. Ɛyɛ bɛɛ ha. Ɛyɛ bɛɛ bɔtɔ. Nti Mahama I promise you na abusua mo ye wo gidi o Mahama mo so ɔbɛyɛ anaso wontimi nyɛ. Twa me de me gidi ne sɛ sisi ano anaasɛ obi asɛm ade obi adi kia yɛ no ade a ɛnyɛ Mahama na promise na Nana na promise nti wo bi a wo ka sɛ bi a yɛ ate a no abusua mo yɛn nsɔ nhwɛ ekura de yɛn nsɔ no hwɛ cause he has already been tried before the CIA yɛ sɛ like will be leave legacy bi na ɔbɛpa ato of course first 4 years na ɔbɛtena so anaasɛ ɔne atam asi bi mmerɛ no kɔfo bebree sɛ ne deɛ anaasɛ ne din sɛ yɛ te see baabi aduru ne yɛ legacy time a kyɛ sɛ ɔbɛlive ne legacy in Ghana. Nti abusua sɛ mote aseɛ sɛ papa no he is ready to help Ghana and he is ready to save Ghana. He is the messiah na NDC for ɛde ba no. He is the messiah na NPP for person ɔmo ka na ɔmo de kɔma aba wɔ mu ya no. This is the man we've been waiting for. Ɔso ɔba wɔnhwɛ ma NPP for nkɔ scot free because NPP for di Ghana abro. Wɔahwɛ baabi asisi a Ghana aduru abusua. Wɔahwɛ baabi asisi a Ghana amammuo no aduru. Hwɛ economic hardship. Hwɛ sɛdeɛ Ghana for struggle. Hwɛ school nsɛnsɛm. Hwɛ sɛdeɛ osimi started with his tens no. Sɛdeɛ osimi keka nneɛma bi duru baabi waduru no. Wotumi hwɛ papa no he is stressing out. Because he is also a Ghanaian. All family members. Some ho kyerɛ ɔmo a definitely wɔn bɛtumi afrɛ ɔmo a ɔmo ayɛ yie wɔ abusua mu na he is one of them. Jabasa burden ne worsen checking community and baby a wɔte ɛyɛ that he's helping a lot of people ɔmo kɔ school ɔhwɛ nkɔfo school hwɛ nneɛma bebree nti ne nyinaa pains ne amanneɛ ne ɔhaw na Ghanafoɔ nyinaa nam no papa no so nam mu bi nti Mahama ɛkyerɛ n'adwene no wɔ sɛ ɛka deɛ ɔyɛ ɔba a obɛtumi ayɛ abɛboa yɛn nyinaa agye yɛn afiri ɔhaw ne amanneɛ nam mu nti abusua mom yɛn nyinaa mbɔ papa n'akyi dɔm na papa no ntimi mbra mbɛgye yɛn firi sɛdeɛ wɔka no ɔba a ɔbɛyɛ deɛ a kɔsɛ ɛna ɛna ehia nti kame yɛ sɛ Ghana hanom no political party bi a ɔbɛba so bi aba a wɔntumi nyɛ n'adwuma sɛdeɛ ɔclaim sɛ ɔbɔ ɔba abɛyɛ no wɔntumi nyɛ n'adwuma sɛdeɛ ɔpromise sɛ Ghanafoɔ sɛ ɔba abɛyɛ nti abusua mpɛɛ yɛ bɔn sɛ nneɛma a ɔmo promise nyinaa Mahama ne ne boys ne promise nyinaa anaasɛ other political parties bi a ɔwɔ promise nyinaa deɛ ɔbɛba bia no sɛ Mahama ne bɛba o NPP ne bɛba deɛ ɔbɛba bia no mpɛɛ yɛ bɔn sɛ ɔbɛdi ne bɔhyɛ so na sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛn ho atɔ yɛ abusua asɛm a Mahama aka nkyɛ sɛ ɔma NPP foɔ nkɔ scot free ɛyɛ adeɛ nso yɛ support someone must be a scapegoat for the others to learn from it. Say yan start yan hold you more accountable. Obi a be aba be di omu ayi ni bisu akọ. Omeba mba be jiska no more enrich ho. Omu refi say ye nti na mo anase ye na mo nya abato no. Nti say start hold you more accountable. If they are held accountable, they start to chibi, they start to JB properties. As some more come back to how they were before they came into power. They will start learning from it as some day. Or see be yo omo promises ni nyina they will put it into good use. Now more policies or market nyina so ebeba mu na ma ya magana ye nyina ho atoi. Ti abusua asama Mahama e kan ni. Ni say John Dramani Mahama abada ya trying it that. But they can make promises at the time when tinya for failing ni nyina. Sa na NPP ba ono so abai. But say ono na bo NPP echi e ka kire Ghana for so ono na akofie na okotena afie no. Ye nyina nso akotena afie almost 8 years ni. To okotena afie no so wasua sisi wasua de osua de opese oba no de beboa Ghanafoɔ nyina akɔtena se akɔsua de de beboa Ghanafoɔ nyina na note sɛ Mahama was no ye nneɛma bebree na Mahama time no mo hyɛ dam pɛ boosting of the attention the NPP for NPP bibi obɛyɛ bia no the media no so ba Mahama nneɛma bi wɔ yɛn ho ne media no so da kɔpem so free so even NPP for to me claim because omo na bɛtoa so man bi omo to me claim sɛ omo na yɛ no Mahama has already done a lot of things Ghanafoɔ bebree na gye no ebu wɔn so a n'ani ngye Mahama because of how he was and I say he did during his tenure. No. But see, I was saying he's a chain man. He's learned his lesson, and he's learned say obetimi aboa Ghana for course. He's really studied it. One who said the Africa system no working. Our person aboa Ghana. Nti abusua. So wo gidi and I say wouldn't say this is not one of their political talks. Said Mahama ba say politics the sanity obu ha wa den tro ɛne adeɛ a nkɔfoɔ asisi ɔmo hia no ɔbaa no da bɛyɛ campaign onya wia na ne refia na so onya wia a on deliver no ebi na Mahama yɛ anasa Mahama yɛ ka no abusua me hu comment comment session na hyɛ abusua kyerɛw so kyerɛw adwene na abusua yɛ nyina na ɔman Ghana ɛyɛ de ɛnya politician bi ade a nti yɛntimi ngya ma politicians ne nko asɛ ɔmo mbu ɔman Ghana abusua yɛ nyina ka ho na ɔman Ghana yɛ ɔman Ghana ntimi nyɛ ɔman Ghana without the people. Because nipa ni ɔman Ghana bɛyɛ dɛ Ghana ayɛ Ghana anaasɛ politicians nkwa na wɔ Ghana hwan na ɛbɛtena fie na so hwan mo na ɛntena asɛm a hwan ne really ne yɔnko that's what we are saying yɛn na vote yɛn na decide to be leading we are part of the politics yɛn nyina yɛ politics ne nyina ka ho politics ti Ghana ma ne nhyɛ otim sɛ wonyɛ politician na wo bokum sɛ woyɛ politician nti no comment na so so nkyerɛ wadwe busua kyerɛ wadwe ma comment section as ni nyina mbo my Ghana busua mbɔ meden so be like video no so no asa share hit notification bell no subscribe no ha na ehu hia wo subscribe ya utimi nya de ekoso my Ghana bia busua da asese mu nyina mutimi nya nto wase ehwe video yi na busua wo so kyerɛ wadwe ɛno hu hia pa so my Ghana be ya egyina yi nyina yeso